the way you've already seen it, the way that Christ loves the church and did more than sell his shotgun for it. That did more than that for her. Not for us, but for her. Some men can sell their shotgun for us. Some men can sell their boat for us. But here you, husband, can you sell that boat for her? Can you? Can you really? Not very often. Some of you are perplexed by this message. It seems to be some strange gospel that has come from maybe some far eastern land. A perversion of truth. No. Husbands, God has called you to a place of emptying yourself so that your wife can look towards you and see how good Jesus is to the universe. I'm going to call husbands to the altar. There's some of you here that have had some rough times. I'm not going to shock you too far. I'm not going to ask you to commit yourself to God, but I'm going to ask you to listen to God. And may God bless your marriage tonight as never before, as you begin to understand your role in your marriage afresh, anew, and clearer than you've ever seen it before. May God minister to men first tonight. Husbands, love your wife as Christ loved the church. How many of you men could sell your motorcycle? Not to buy your living room furniture so you both could have it, but that you might give her something that was altogether hers and say, I love you. How many? That's exactly what Jesus did, but a whole lot more. A whole lot more. Our generation needs shock treatment. Mere gospel messages isn't going to do much. It's got to be a gospel from Christ that is more than we've ever heard. It has to be a yielding to God in a way that understands God, in a way that lets us know what Jesus did for us because he loved us. Not just because there was something wrong, but if he didn't have to shed his blood for salvation, he would have done anything else that would have been good for us. He didn't just solve a problem, but he demonstrated his love. And God calls every man that is here to demonstrate God's love to somebody. And it begins with that wife. Begins with her. There's some other men that are here. Maybe you do not feel that you have a need in this area, but I still like to see some men come. That you could recognize the need to yield your life fully to God as a loved person. Maybe you're not married. Maybe God wants to prepare you for marriage. Maybe some of you will stay single. But yet you will understand this love. This love. Most of us, when we were young enough, there was a time when we understood this love, and then we found out it didn't pay. I remember when I was just a little kid, my family didn't